Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan with your Piney podcast. Beer virus report: 663 cases, 5 more deaths. Transmission rate increases to 1.16, and a bunch of other numbers that probably mean nothing. That will eventually be revealed to have been a complete and utter lie. Um, Phil continues to keep the state on half-ass lockdown, which doesn't help anybody. And then stuff like this happens. Lakewood's beer virus spike shows gaps in New Jersey contact tracing. Yeah. See, this is the groundwork to get us to spend even more money on a system that doesn't work. Have you answered random calls from Trenton yet? It might be the state calling you to say you've been exposed to the beer virus. But lots of people don't answer the call from strangers on smartphones. Not anymore. That's the whole point of a smartphone. So what's coming here is when these guys get frustrated enough, they're going to find an incident where a bunch of people died, and they're going to imply that because people stymied the contact tracing, that what you need to do is you need to put an invasive app in your phone that'll force you to either answer the phone or alert them of your status or whatever. It's going to be another move to get more info from you, to get at you. Because contact tracing is idiotic. It's a huge waste of money. He's borrowing money to make the budget already. He added this to the budget. Meanwhile, he's chasing away millionaires with a millionaire's tax, a boat tax. The gas just keeps going up and up. Oh, another gas tax, another toll tax. Everybody in New Jersey will start to leave, just like in California. Only here it'll be slower. It'll be like a slow roll. And they're fleeing California. I just read that article by Ben Shapiro. But they've been fleeing for quite a while. They've been fleeing San Francisco, and they're certainly getting out of Portland and Minneapolis and all these Democratic states. New Jersey will be no exception, except Phil, because he does everything in this slow, sort of meandering way. It'll happen a lot slower. Now, you got some people leaving New York. I'm sure some of them came down to New Jersey, but, soon they'll find, oh, wait, this is just as bad. And they'll just keep moving further south, because eventually you're going to get to Delaware, where there's no sales tax. You're going to get to Virginia, which is trying to turn blue, or kind of blue. And then beyond that, you've got actual southern states that are red, that won't have all these onerous taxes. And that's where all the money and jobs will be. And the blue states will start to collapse. But until it does, here's what to do in South Jersey. Outdoor screening of Piney Mud documentary on October 11th explores controversial off-roading in the Pine Barrens. Oh, look at that. There's a giant tire about to run over a frog. It's a bit of a... not a great poster. I could have gotten you a better artist for that, I think. You probably should talk to me first. I mean, the frog's pretty good. Frog is almost like photorealistic. That might be a photo. But the tire does not look good. That doesn't look like it's painted. Plus, it's not connected to anything. There should be, like a thing coming out of one of the sides. But that sounds like an interesting documentary. I mean, this is a real problem down in South Jersey. People going off-roading in the pines and disturbing the wildlife. It's not a great place to go off-roading in a lot of the Pine Barrens because, there are a lot of trees here. It's not like out in the desert where it's kind of flatter. But there's animals there, too. So, there's a balance to be, figured out here. It's great to do off. I'm not knocking off-roading. There's a whole Jersey Jeep culture here. Yeah, seriously. But you can't just run over every little thing. You gotta have places for it, and pick up after yourself. And people are pigs. Hey, you go out in the woods, you have a picnic, whatever. I drop my napkin. Screw it. You can't do that. You gotta be wary of it. Good chance of a rocket launch will be visible in South Jersey tonight. There's a rocket launch from the coast of Virginia. According to the folks at NASA, a rocket with supplies headed for the International Space Station set to blast off tonight. The 5-minute launch window opens up at 9:38 p.m. So I got some time, about 2 hours from the time I'm recording this. So get thee to the shore, and perhaps you will see a cool rocket launch. The oddest freebie currently on South Jersey Craigslist is a golf club presented by this woman in a very strange outfit, a tie and kind of it's almost like a negligee kind of thing. So she's modeling it, I guess. Giving away free golf club. I'm 4'10" tall, so I can't use it. If you want to see more of me, I have an OnlyFans. Oh, I get it. I get it now. So it's a clever way to advertise your OnlyFans. Man, it's a lot of OnlyFans. I said today, somebody suggested that OnlyFans will destroy civilization. I suggest that OnlyFans will drive the price of, you know what, so it'll make it so competitive. It'll drive the price of the P word down to nothing. This is boring. I'm skipping this. Oh, God, man, locked out again. Elections. This was the final story. Find every ballot drop box in South Jersey from Ocean to Cape May County. This is in the Courier Post. And I say again, this is BS. Show up and vote in person if you possibly can. And I think you should be able to. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I saw the beer virus coming. I was wearing the mask ahead of time. And so I've been following this since the beginning. I haven't gotten sick the entire time. And even Dr. Fauci and Birx say it's fine. Just go, social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands, and should be fine. Should be fine to vote. If you have a dangerous underlying medical condition, obviously you probably want to request an absentee ballot, not the mail-in ballot. Don't use. I would say not to use the mail-in ballot. I would say to use an absentee ballot. Time's a wasting though if you need that. So I don't trust these things. I would go in person. And that's it. Oh, that timed perfectly. Courier Post begging me for money. So that's it for the Piney podcast. I think the only other story was that Andy Kim and Amy Kennedy get an article. Yeah, here it is. In the Philadelphia Inquirer. Democrats Andy Kim and Amy Kennedy are raising big bucks for their South Jersey congressional races. And F anybody else, right? Philadelphia Inquirer. Because the media is always in the bag for the Democrats, which, who's Trump running against? He's not running against Joe Biden. Joe Biden's barely there. He's running against the Democrats and the media machine. F them both, I say. F them both.